guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and 70 man on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Lucas's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm Chan, you were up, and let's go. Alright, dating? Maybe, I don't know. This might be a mistake, but I want to try something. It makes my heart do flips, but I can't celebrate yet. From the way he worded it, it sounds like this is something serious. Is that okay? Of course, you're always welcome in my room. I'll let Aura know. I ignore any text from him. He'll be an idiot. Ignore any text from him. He'll be an idiot. I can imagine. There's no way he isn't going to interrogate me on what we're doing and probably leave tips in the process. I wonder if he knows what Lucas likes. Wait, bad brain. No thoughts like that right now. This is a serious time. We start to head towards the building, but I can see that he's still looking nervous. I take a quick glance around. It still looks like there isn't anyone who will care about the two of us. And from what I saw from the receptionist on my first day, I doubt she'll even notice the two of us. Not that I can blame her. She's just doing her job, but that's more. Ugh. Sorry about that. But then again, he might want some space. He looked a little antsy all throughout the conversation. He might not appreciate the affection right now. He did sound serious about this chat. If there's anything I've learned about Lucas in the last hour, it's that giving him space when he's troubled is like something like this is probably not the best move. Stepping closer to the fox, I wrap an arm around his waist and pull him closer to myself. He stiffens for a moment, and I worry I've made the wrong choice, but he quickly relaxes and leans into me. I know there's a lot for us to talk about, and I already know it's not going to be a pleasant conversation, but for now, I'm happy, and I think Lucas is too. Neither of us say anything and risk making it awkward. Instead, we just walk through the empty lobby. The only signs of life on this entire floor is the clacking of the receptionist's keyboard and the distant sounds of laughter from the common room. It's a sobering walk to the elevator. It gives me time to really process what happened today. Calling it a roller coaster isn't too much of an understatement. We went from the fun, if seriously embarrassing shopping with Aura to having a relaxing time at the cafe with Kostia to that entire mess outside. I can't say I'm upset, though. If anything, I feel relieved. There's been so much tension between the two of us for almost the entire time I've met him, and it's like a weight off my shoulders to finally address it, even if it wasn't the most smooth sailing. I'm about to autopilot into the elevator when I feel his fur bristle against my arm. I'd completely forgotten that he always takes the stairs. I never really understood why. That's me. Oh, sorry about that. We can take the stairs. It's only a few floors. I don't mind. He shakes his head before I'm even finished and gives me a determined stare, though it's closer to a scowl than anything else. If I don't know this is just how Lucas is, I would have thought he was upset with me. No, it's fine. We can take it. Are you sure? Yes, let's just get this over with. He walks into the elevator, dragging me along with him. As much as he's putting on a brave face, it's clear from the way his claws are digging into my arm that this genuinely terrifies him. As the doors close behind us, he jumps a little and squeezes his arms tighter around my waist. He even hides his face into my neck, causing a prickling sensation to run down my spine. Are you scared of elevators? Not really. I just don't like tight spaces. I've heard of claustrophobia before, and I get it to a certain degree. When I see people crawling through holes that they could easily get stuck in, that stresses me out, but I've never had anything like this. But I don't have to get it. I just need to comfort him and maybe scold him a little. Why did you want me to come in here when it scares you so much? You shouldn't put yourself through this. I'm a grown adult. I can make my own decisions. His voice is snappier than usual. I can see he immediately regrets it. His ears press flat against his scalp and he avoids my eyes. Ignoring the light sting the words gave me, I bring my free arm up to the small of his back. I prefer to rub his head like my brother used to when I was upset, but it's awkward to do so with someone close to your height. I wasn't meaning it like that. I'm just saying I don't mind taking the stairs. I'd rather be a little tired if it means you're more comfortable. No, I don't want to hold us back. It's not holding us back. It's okay to be scared of things. I know I am. Second, y'all. Water time. Day when this video is going up tomorrow, so my mom, one of my parents' cats died today. His little heart just gave out and he just kind of dropped. just been. I cried a little bit, took a shower with my mate. I'm just doing what I can to keep my mind off things, and recording is definitely a way for me to deal with my emotions. If y'all want to see what he looks like, I've got pictures of him up on Twitter. His name was Oreo, and he was a sweet, sweet, special little kitty. Gonna miss him, but hopefully wherever he is now, he's happier. You know, I think that pets that pass on tend to come back to you in a way. Maybe as another pet, maybe as a person who walks into your life. Just something, you know. Anyway, what are you scared of? A lot of things, really. Heights, losing people I care about, and being alone. Everyone is something. It's okay to be scared of them. He doesn't respond immediately. Instead, he takes a deep breath into my shoulder. His grip on my arm listens after resist letting out a sigh of relief as his nails stop digging into my skin. It's not as bad with you here. Just because I'm scared of them doesn't mean I want to let them stop me. I've always been someone to avoid things that upset me, and I want to change that. But, Wallace, it's okay. I'm going to be okay. It's just stupid that I'm scared of for nothing. Oh, man, I thought I had muted that. Sorry about that, y'all. This explains why he was such a panic when I found him in that nightmare, assuming that ever actually happened. He was paralyzed with fear. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get him out. But this whole conversation reminds me of how harshly he views himself. If there's one thing I want to do, I want to help him realize that he doesn't have to think so poorly of himself. No, I don't want to help him. I need to help him. Both of us need it. In different ways, I suppose. Thankfully, it isn't too long before we arrive at our floor. Lucas lets out an exhale of relief as the dinging sound that accompanies the opening doors rings. The inside of my room feels like a breath of fresh air. It hasn't even been a week, but this place is already feeling like home. Mostly because my real home stopped feeling like one a long time ago. A wave of fatigue floods my senses, and I have to resist the urge to collapse onto the bed. As amazing as that would be, I have to be a good host, especially after everything that happened today. Lucas looks significantly better now that we're no longer in the elevator. In fact, he's returned to his usual scowl. On most people, I'd be worried I upset them, but not with Lucas. It's honestly shocking just how fast he recovers from things. Things get to him easily, but bounces back better than I ever could. Then again, he always feels a little too close to the end of his fuse, too. He begins to inspect his body, like he's inspecting to find something hidden there. He can't see anything, but whatever he finds doesn't please him. I need to take a shower. I feel gross and sweaty. He looks fine to me, but if how clammy his hands are is any clue, this is likely a result of nerves. Considering how explosive our discussion outside was, I can't really blame him. But I can't exactly give him good news either. We don't have our own showers here. We just have the communal ones. His frown only intensifies, and a pang of guilt swirls through me. It's not my fault, but I can't help but feel like I should be doing more for him. We just had an emotional moment, and I think we're boyfriends now. Or are we? I'm not even sure, and I don't think Lucas has any idea either. We have a lot to talk about. There we go. You can borrow one of my towels if you need. Second, y'all. Water time. It's fine. I'll just go back to my room. I don't want to use a public shower. Who knows what's growing in there? I want to tell him that it isn't that bad, but I doubt he really believes that. It's clear he's just uncomfortable, and who am I to tell him otherwise? I'll be waiting here. Take your time and let me know if you need me to do anything. I'm the one who's going out. Shouldn't I be the one asking? Oh, right. I was a little on autopilot. My bad. With a confused tilt of his head, he opens the door and moves to leave, but hesitates at the last moment, looking over his shoulder at me. He looks like he wants to say something, but thinks better of it. Instead, he gives me one last smile. He gently closes the door behind him, leaving me alone with my thoughts. There's a lot to process, and I don't know if I want to do it alone. I could message Lily, but I doubt Lucas would appreciate this out already. Although I don't think he can stay hidden for long. Letting out a sigh, I turn to retreat to my bed, but stop when my toe bumps into something. It's firm, but the way it gives him curls under my Indian pressure makes me instantly realize it's a book. There's a surge of worry as I jump back, hoping to God that I didn't just permanently damage the overly expensive required reading. I had planned on selling those later to try to make the money back. What do I see isn't anything to do with the university at all. Not even one of my notebooks. I recognize that ominous purple on my deathbed, even if the back is devoid of any indication of what it is. The relief I feel is quickly replaced by a mixture of confusion and a tiny bit of caution. I could have sworn I left this on the deck across from my bed. It's more than a few feet away. How did I get over here? The thought of someone breaking in and going through my stuff is terrifying if unlikely. There doesn't look to be anything disturbed or missing, not that I'd have much to take. With home being so close by, I didn't bother bringing a lot of the stuff. If I needed anything, I could just take a bus over to pick up stuff or get my dad to drop it off if he's in town. It's more likely the wind just blew it off the desk. Autumn tends to get very windy. The strength could easily fling a book as thin as this across the room. I pick it up and drop it off on the desk, wanting to put it out of my mind. There's much more pressing things in my mind right now. But after meeting Kostya again, my curiosity about Helena is digging its way back into my brain. He really was certain that she didn't do it, and there was much more going on. Lee's words are echoing in my head, a warning that I shouldn't touch it. Every time I've had those awful nightmares. I should just throw it away and convince the others to do a different topic. There's something about it that makes me want to keep it, though. It's like it's calling to me, begging me to read it. It's not a good feeling, and the sinking feeling I've had in my chest since I first caught sight of it only grows deeper. It's just a book. I mutter that single sentence to myself over and over again like it's a monster that'll keep the bad dreams away. My curiosity finally gets the better of me, and I pick it up. I'll only read a simple passage, something small and light. My head already feels like it's spinning from what happened outside. I don't need to add any fuel to the fire. Lying down on the bed, I flick through the book, trying to skim over the lines looking for a reference to a single thing: Helena's mother. After talking to Kostya, it's clear there was something more going on with her. Despite all the entries being addressed to her, she's the biggest mystery here. You must be tired. Yeah, I am tired. Most of what I find is just promises of what they'll do when she and Mercy come home to visit during breaks, or references to events that I have no way of understanding. I've already scanned halfway through the book, and I have yet to find a crumb of solid information. It's not just something, but it's not just missing, but it feels like Helena is actively avoiding certain topics. There's numerous times where she makes vague allusions to something or someone, and after that passage that mentions her mother in a worried tone, she seems to actively avoid mentioning her outside of promises and encouraging words. Second, water time. With a confused mumble, I place the book down on the bed. The current pages are just talking about how Mercy keeps dragging her to a local shelter and mentions that the mother should try volunteering somewhere. It's an innocent passage, just like all the others talking directly to her, but it feels like there's something being omitted, like there's a piece of the puzzle that is being kept from the reader. It makes sense. This was supposed to be read, but only her and her mother, by only her and her mother, after all. If it was something truly awful, there's no need to bring it up directly if he wants to know what she's referring to. But it just feels ominous. Even the paragraph asking if she wants to do some local charity work leaves a lead ball in my stomach, one that makes me want to hide this book away forever. I mean it! You should try to find somewhere to spend your free time. Not locked away in that dreary house. There's that youth center I used to go to. They always need people. It would be good for you. No need to worry about him or everything that's going on. As much of a pain as Mercy can be, I'm glad she takes me here. It feels nice to help. I hope by the time you read this, you've found something worth your time. We both know that he doesn't deserve any of it. It's always mentioning this he, and I can only make so many guesses without more information. Whoever it is, they seem to have a history with the two of them that dates back a long time. She's made references to him when she was very young. He must have been in her life for a long time, none of which bodes well for this avoidant language. Something tells me that I'll find more if I just search deeper, but I'm not sure I want to. Even just briefly skimming like this has me feeling nauseous. Maybe Lee is right after all. It feels like a hand is clutching my chest as I reach for the next page, my mind trying to ignore the presence of all the ripped pages. More information being hidden from me. Information I'm not sure I want to know. My fingers just barely touch the edge of the page when a knock on the door startles me so hard I knock the book down onto the floor and it bounces onto the bed. It sounds like it goes deep in there, too. Shit! I'm about to get down on my knees when another knock forces me to leave it behind for now. It's not like it's going to go anywhere anyway, so I can grab it later. Coming! Despite hanging out together less than an hour ago, I'm feeling nervous about reuniting with Lucas. Things already feel different between us, and we haven't really even truly done anything. This is probably what he was afraid of. No wonder he wanted me to just ignore what was happening between us. It's already feeling awkward. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!